Hello, this is Mark Jaynes with Rapid Mortgage. I wanted to change it up a little bit today for our weekly Java with Jaynes. Obviously, the market's really competitive out there right now, and realtors need any help they can possibly get to try to help customers navigate through these markets. Eric Cliffel and his team, we do a lot of business with them, and we have noticed a significantly higher success rate when we pre-approve a client and Eric and his agents are working with that client on them actually being able to get through and get into contract. So I wanted to bring Eric here today to just share some of his, tips, tricks, things that he's coaching his team on to help, other realtors get their buyers into contract in this complicated market. So Eric, if you don't mind, obviously your team's been doing a great job. Just kind of share, anything that comes to mind that you feel is differentiating the way you're putting in an offer.
Awesome. Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. I think the big thing I would start with is the education process. So making sure you sit down with your clients and have a buyer consult and doing all the right things. And what I mean by that is you've been in coaching events and they've said, hey, you have to have buyer consults. And as agents, we want to just jump and go show the house and try to help someone get into contract on their new home. But in hindsight, if you look at that, a lot of times that sets you up for failure, because what's happening is you're getting these uneducated buyers, to no fault of your own, in contract. It's just because the market's so fast. And then once they're in contract, they get cold feet and they freak out. So what we're really doing is we're taking time to have our clients come in and sit down with us in person, or we scale for the COVID era with doing Google Meets or Zoom. Google Meets is free, so we like to keep our overhead down. So what we do in our buyer console is we literally take them from start to finish, and we want to show them the steps along the way of whether it's getting pre-approved with Rapid and the Jaynes team, understanding what kind of appraisal gap coverage they can offer and what that actually means. So we'll also go through not only the home buying process from start to finish, but then we'll actually go through the contract too. And we start talking during this time, your first consult, the first time you're meeting with them, about different contingencies you might put in place. And the reason why is when in this fast-paced market, when they get to that house, that home that they want to have, they want to put that offer in for their family, that they're not seeing a contract for the first time then, because they have to make really big decisions really quickly in this market. So we start going through the contract, and we'll start talking about contingencies we'll use, whether it's appraisal gap coverage. What's that mean? Do you have the funds to cover it? Can we get it verified? Is your lender willing to communicate that to the listing agent like the Jaynes team is? So that's huge right there. So we also talk about home inspections and how some people are even waiving home inspections. It's not something we ever suggest, but we want to disclose to them that's what's happening. So I think, Mark, is just like from your consults at the beginning, we really want to take the time to have these consultations and these buyer 101 classes with our clients up front. So when they see that house for the first time, it's not the first time seeing the contract and hearing that language.
And I think that makes a really big difference in what we see when we're doing our follow-up consult with those clients. Is they've already heard appraisal gap. They already kind of understand what some of those nuances are. So especially when we're getting into contract negotiation and they're running payments with me, you guys are putting in the contract, they appear significantly more confident because they understand the process and they're not just trying to figure it out. At the same time, they're trying to figure out whether they like the house. So, like I said, we see a significant uptick with your agents in that process. So, agents out there, if you're not currently following that process, if you're not doing that face-to-face consult with the client, we have seen significant, improvement in contract acceptance just because you've got more confident, educated buyers. I would definitely recommend that you take advantage of that trick.